So let me say this real quick. If you go into that movie theater to go watch the Michael movie, please understand that his whole life story is not going to be told in 2 hours. Like, from beginning to end. Because when I went there, I went thinking that they're going to show certain aspects from different eras of his life, which they did do. Okay? And we got to see, for those of us that have seen it, okay, this is going to contain some spoilers, so if you haven't seen it, please scroll past. We got to see how lonely Michael was. Here we are, normal, everyday people, thinking, oh, these people have all this money and all these things. But in actuality, in Michael's case, he was extremely lonely. Like, there was this one scene when he was little, after his family had relocated to Encino, where he told his mom, he was like, I want to be normal, Mom. I want to be seen as Michael the person, not as Michael the pop star. This was him saying this as a child. And then there came a point where, after Off the Wall, Michael started to feel insecure, about his features. And he wanted to fix it because his father and his brother used to call him Big Nose. And he was really self-conscious because, you're the leader of the group. So you got girls throwing themselves at you when you're a little boy, not knowing, this is what fans do. And he was extremely self-conscious. We see that. And then when he went to go do his first surgical operation for his nose, Joseph was shocked. He was like, why would you do that? You didn't need to do that. And he's like, looking at Joseph like, why do I need your approval? And we saw the push-pull dynamic between Michael and Joseph. Michael wanted to move on away from the group and focus on his work as a solo artist because he had done Off the Wall and he was working on Thriller. And then he won his 8 Grammys. And then his mom talked him into doing the Victory Tour. He didn't really want to do it. He wanted to do something by himself. But his mother talked him into it. If it weren't for Catherine, he wouldn't have done the tour. She's like, Michael, hold on. She's like, Michael, the brothers need the money. They don't have the financial means that you do. They need a little extra help. And he's like, Mom, do I have to? Do I have to? And she's like, yes, your brothers are financially struggling. We need your help. And so, because his mother begged, he did it. And then Joseph decided to ride off Michael's coattails of Thriller's success and say, well, we're going to push the Victory Tour beyond the States. And Michael's like, I only agreed to do the tour in the States. I didn't agree to go beyond touring the States. So when they did their last night of the Victory Tour, Michael's like, this will be our last show. It's been a great 20 years. Thank you. And they pan in on Joseph, Cole Domingo. They pan on Cole Domingo's face as Joseph, and he's sitting there going, because he didn't think Michael would stand up to him. But before that took place, Michael asked John Branca to help fire Joseph, because he didn't want Joseph involved in his work as a solo artist, outside of the family structure. So Michael fired Joseph via fax. And he got mad. And he was going to blow up at Michael. But Michael's like, no, I'm not doing this. I've given my time, my energy to this family. I want to move on and do other things now. And the most beautiful thing that I've seen throughout the film is how Bill Bray was there to comfort Michael when Michael felt uncomfortable or tense. There was a real father-son bond there between Bill and Michael. Bill gave Michael the love and nourishment that Joseph did not give Michael. And that was the most beautiful thing to see. Jafar did this beautifully. If there's anyone that could play him in a movie, it was Jafar. Jafar went, studied, did research, talked to his dad Jermaine about Michael's successes, what Michael had to endure. I had to do a couple of double takes during some of the scenes in the film for when Michael stepped into adulthood, because I was like, wait, that's Jafar, that's not Michael. That's how awestruck I was by Jafar's performance. I see that there's a lot of people complaining that this movie was too short. Like, it was 2 hours, but you can't tell Michael's full life story in 2 hours. It's not possible. There were restrictions legally having to do with Diana Ross, the purchasing of the Beatles catalog, the 1994, 1993 allegations, all of that. I can't wait to see what part 2 has in store, given that there's probably going to be some more restrictions, legally speaking, but Jafar did a beautiful job playing his uncle in this film. And I'm glad that Michael is now getting his flowers after being dragged on this internet for more than a decade. This man has been dragged through hell for 30 years. And now, because of Jafar, we are now getting a better understanding of what it was like for Michael to be out in the public eye. Not only as a child star, but going into adulthood and trying to create his own path that he wanted for himself. I can't wait to see where part 2 goes from here. Thank you, Jafar. We love you. You did this beautifully. Your uncle would be proud. This video is not to harm or harass anyone. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.